people were just fed up with the chaos, basically, and they wanted change. I don't blame them for being fed up with the chaos, but I think the change that they did choose, which was Labour, was wrong.
Hmm. And then, of course, Keir Starmer capitalized on the moment and won that landslide. So, um, what did the voters see in him, or do you think it was as simple as a protest vote?
It was massively a protest vote. They were fed up to the back teeth with the Tories. Even loyal Tories were saying, never again. They'd had enough. They stayed at home. They voted for what was then the Brexit Party. And people had just had enough. So I think it was largely a protest vote. But I think people also saw Starmer as harmless. He
Hmm.
wasn't Corbyn after all,
Right.
and I think they saw him as a sort of Blairite figure. It was okay, he was safe. Well, of
Yeah.
course, he's been incompetent, and if you cannot be both safe and incompetent.
Yeah, he has a little bit of that bureaucrat sort of vibe about him, where he was a lawyer, I suppose, and the man in the suit, he kind of looked a little more professional, I suppose, than the chaos of the Conservative Party. But here we are, he's in power, and has anything of substance changed?
Well, I don't think the only change really has been the rise of reform. I mean, if you actually look at the two major parties, there isn't very much to point to between them and say, well, this is different. And I think one reason for that is, and I may have mentioned this when we last spoke, it's the quality of parliamentarian, which is extremely low.